What's up, guys? It's Cooper Webb, and you're listening to the MotoXpod.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Aaron Plessinger, and you guys are listening to the MotoXpod.
Save me from myself. My arms and legs are bound, like an aging corpse from another world. I'll scream the truth 6 feet underground. Feel alive inside yourself. Watch your enemies dispel. If I can find a way to avoid this fate.
Okay, we are back. Another episode of the MotoXpod presented by Racetech and Yamaha Motor USA. This is episode 367. Pretty good guest lineup tonight. I'm really excited to talk to this group of people. Tonight we have from Ampro Yamaha, the 8-time GNCC champion, Kailub Russell is going to join us. Lots to talk about with him. I don't think the season has gone as he had anticipated. If you go back and look at the interview I did with him when his return was announced on Vital MX, man, he was very, very positive about how well he could do. And not that he's not riding well, but it's going to be really interesting to see what he has to say. A little bit of expectations versus reality. I think it's going to be interesting to because he's been pretty open on social media. So really looking forward to talking to Kailub Russell. Also, team coordinator at Club MX, Mike Bonacci, is going to come on. I know you guys heard him on Pulp MX, but we are going to talk a little bit more about MXDN, Raise It for USA, and a few other things going on at Club that Steve didn't talk about. So we will have some original Mike Bonacci content tonight. Mike's a great guy in the industry, has done a lot for me and the show. So, yeah, really, really stoked to have Mike on. And then Kat Voiles, she is the senior live event manager for Feld Entertainment for SMX, Super Motocross. So she has a lot of responsibilities within Super Motocross and at Feld. One of the primary things that if you go to a race that she is really in charge of is opening ceremonies, man. So when you see the lasers and the fire and the explosions and the flyovers and the soldiers repelling from the big monitor at Cowboy Stadium, et cetera, she does all that. The opening ceremonies, videos, that's pretty much, she's in charge of a lot of that stuff. So I want to get her on with SMX about to kick off, and the topic we had last week with Monster Energy being on board as the first title sponsor of the entire Super Motocross series. I thought it'd be interesting to get Kat on and see if what's going to change, what maybe is coming up, what we can expect. So yeah, that's going to be our guest lineup for the show. And don't forget, obviously, we've got T-Bolt USA Top 5, X-Brand emails. What else are we going to do tonight? FXR picks for Unadilla, ETS Pick 1. Before we get to all that, in studio, as always, Scotty Thompson. How are we doing?
Doing good. That was a good intro.
Was it?
Yeah, you did good.
So maybe we should just clip it and use it. Can we use it again next week? No, I just want different guests. Damn.
Yeah.
Different guests. A little hint. It sounds like next week we are going to have Malcolm Stewart and Levi Kitchen. So
little tease.
Now I've teased recently about having Hayden on, and Hayden doesn't seem too interested in doing podcasts right now. So those guests could fall through. And you, Scotty, don't like to peek behind the door so much, the curtain so much, but
fake news.
I'm going to give you guys a heads up that is what we're looking at. I was told by Malcolm and by Levi they're in next week. So We'll see. Also in studio, Chase Moore, not Chase Sexton, Chase Moore.
Garth.
Yep. What's going on, man?
Chase, you didn't leave your bike laying beside the track, did you?
No.
Oh, you don't have a bike. So.
I left my pride and dignity on the side of the golf course yesterday, but.
Yeah. Well, this is the Yamaha Motor USA opening chat. And as always, Yamaha Motor USA, they don't just build motorcycles. They engineer legends from championship podiums to off-road trails. The YZ platform has defined dirt bike excellence for generations. Whether it's the raw two-stroke power of the YZ250, the precision of the YZ250F, or even the dominance of the YZ450F, every YZ is built for riders who push harder, ride faster, and demand the best. Unleash victory, ride Yamaha. Proven performance, race-ready reliability, YamahaMotorsports.com to see all that they have to offer. So we're going to get Kailub on here in about 10 minutes. So We have a Grill Your Ass Off giveaway coming up in a little bit. I want to give a shout out real quick to my little homie, Evan Blair. Daniel's son broke his femur today at club. And so I've sent some texts out. They're obviously dealing with all that, so I haven't got any responses. But best wishes to my little buddy, Evan. Man, I've been kind of known him since he was 6, 7. I don't even remember the first time I met him. Little kid, man. He's growing up. He's becoming not quite the young man. So we want him to heal up. Shout out to my buddy. And then, shout out to Jalik Swole. He's hurt again. I hate that, man. I really was excited to have Jalik back, but he's out for the rest of the season, so that's a bummer.
Sucks. I really like it.
Yeah, I know. It sucks when we finally get these guys back and then something like that happens. Is Pierce okay?
I haven't heard an update for sure on what's wrong with Pierce, so I don't know.
That was tough, man. Both of those guys.
Yeah.
Jalik's been actually riding really good.
So I'm going to give you a topic. I got to deal with something real quick. Let's start with, and I'm sorry that I got something going on in that.
Hey,
Hunter Lawrence's first overall win.
Yeah.
You guys talk about that for just a quick second while I handle something. But, man, we've been excited for this. We knew it was coming. It's awesome, man. I was really stoked to see it finally happen, even with a 2-2.
Yeah. The interesting thing to me on it is, like is he, he's gotten 2-2 several times, 3-2 several times. He's finished second overall several times. And the luck finally fell his way. And I'm curious, does he feel that that's, just the luck finally going his way, or is he going to have an asterisk over it in his head? Like, do we put if it wasn't for a penalty, that wasn't going to happen. I mean,
no asterisk for me. Racing
Racing
is full of asterisks, if you want to say, because dudes crash, bikes break, whatever. He won the overall.
You're right.
He was there. He's one of the best riders.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the top 3 guys in the sport right now. He earned it. So no asterisk for me. Nothing. I mean, let's go out. Let's go do a 2-1 maybe next week or whatever. Like, hopefully it builds from there. But no, he's been getting there and earning this and working his ass off. And it's just about time.
You're right. He should definitely feel that way. But you know how racers are with how things go. He'll still probably be thinking down the back of his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Just to update, Maggie just texted Evan's back in surgery, getting another rod put into another femur. So, but he's in surgery right now. So thoughts and prayers or good vibes, whatever you want to send to Evan. We love you, buddy. Sorry. So, okay. Does Hunter win another overall in these next 2 rounds, right? Chase is not going to be back for the rest of the outdoors. So really, it's Eli, RJ. I mean, well, not even. I'm going to say it's Jet, Hunter, the top 2 guys, even over Eli.
Maybe the last round when Jet has already wrapped up the title, and maybe then,
which he should. Yeah,
but unless he hits the gate again, I don't.
Yeah, he's not going to. I say he doesn't win this weekend, but at the finals, Budds Creek. Yeah, Hunter wins over. I'll give Hunter the overall.
Yeah.
Doesn't Hunter ride Unadilla pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, he rides everywhere.
Yeah, you're right, but I feel like he's done.
Never not top 5'd.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
But the highlight for me of the weekend was the first moto battle between Jet and Chase.
That little section, but
awesome. But it was kind of cool to see Chase just not let him just have it. Like, he wasn't going to just no, dude.
And I don't know that Jet expected it, right? Like,
I don't think so.
Kind of almost high side
a couple times.
Yeah, that was, dude. If we could get 2 laps of that at 50% of the motos.
I mean, how many times has that a very similar thing happened when Chase is chasing Jet? And Jet just closes the line off or whatever. Like, it was kind of cool to see that role reverse a little bit.
Yeah, nobody's really leaned on him like that. You kind of fired him up a little bit, it looked like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've seen
it was
him.
good. And they both appreciated the good racing. Like Chase said, like, I'm not upset by anything. And Jet was like, no, man. Like,
that was racing.
It was good racing. So we like that. Those guys have a lot of respect for each other. To me, that's how racers should be. Mm-hmm. I know there's guys out there that love the Vince Freeze mentality or whatever. I don't love that. Like, a little bit of aggression is cool. Like, that was a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, I'm fine with what that happened, but
that was perfect. That was good racing. Chase didn't just give them the inside, and Jet didn't just clean them out. That was good racing. That's what I'd like to see that all the time from everybody if possible. So, yeah, fantastic stuff. MotoXpod.com. Use that contact form. Let us know what you think. I do want to give a shout out to the first ever Race Tech Listener of the Week. Now, if you're a longtime listener, don't get butthurt. This person just took it. I had to create this position. It's probably a one-time thing, but the Race Tech Listener of the Week is Sophie. We got a message from Sophie. She's a new listener, new viewer on YouTube last week, and she said she knows somebody that I know that's in the industry, and she's like, who built that studio? Who does that for him? And she was told that, well, he did it. He built the studio, whatever, right? And she's like, well, that's way better. Like, that's more professional looking than Pulp MX's looks. That looks good.
Yeah, okay.
And, well, hey, man, I'm just telling you what Sophie thought.
Okay.
And Sophie thought that the show was really good. The interviews were really good. The way the questioning was really good. So, Sophie, you're my new favorite listener. You're my new BFF. And I hope you stick around and continue watching. And yeah, maybe hit that contact form at MotoXpod.com because we appreciate you.
Yep. Yeah, go to the website. Leave comments on every article.
I'm very appreciative of Sophie's comments because it made me feel really nice. Now, look, our longtime listeners, we get messages from those guys that are great too. But this was a newbie to the sport.
Yeah.
And happened to see Pulp MX and a little bit of here and just thought our show was superior, I guess.
Yeah. Just don't let her see it in person.
Hey, man, you don't know what Pulp MX looks like in person.
That's a good point.
It's pretty rough behind the cameras.
Apparently, it was said that I would be allowed to come onto the couch.
Oh, yeah? I don't even remember that. You might be right.
I remember you saying something about that.
I might have said that. And
no, I want to be on the show, man.
When I was at Pulp?
I know, yes, y'all said something about it.
Oh, maybe. I can't remember anything.
Yeah,
so.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember it. I think it was in the group chat.
Yeah.
So I'd said something about it.
Well, we got a few more minutes before we get Kailub on. We can talk about Jet's penalty, but a lot of people have done that. All the stuff that I have here is a list. A lot of people, all the other shows we've talked about. Let's talk about our feelings for a minute.
Okay.
All right.
You know, we're dudes, right? We don't always express our feelings. I mean,
bury it deep, deep inside and never bring it up again.
You're not very good at that. Neither am I.
No, that's why I'm joking.
Yeah. How do we feel about Filthy Phil Nicoletti being the 450 Triple Crown Canadian Motocross champion?
Yeah, it's cool.
I am so happy for him.
So
happy.
It was kind of interesting for me. So I was listening to Pulp last night, and they had Phil on like they do every week.
The show that's not quite as good.
Yeah,
as
yeah. Apparently, it's got the lesser of a studio, lower ceilings, and all that stuff.
That's why this place looks a little better.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not massive.
Yeah, with the ceilings here,
cozy.
Yeah. Anyway, so he was his typical Phil demeanor, candor, the kind of laid back. Yeah, I won the championship. And so, I thought, he handled it where he was just not that big of a deal, kind of. But then I saw a clip today of when he crossed the finish line and won it, and he was jacked, bro.
Yeah, he was.
I was like, oh, he does care.
Oh, he was excited.
He was fired up. It was cool. It was cool to see the two contrasts.
He retired last year.
Yeah,
this is so great for him.
So that's the thing now. You got to retire, and then you get championships.
He's making a run at Villapoto's greatest retired racer of all time. Or whatever.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I mean, he's the only one with an actual national champion.
Yeah, it's super sick to see, man. Like, I knew he was going to go up there and do pretty well, but he obviously wasn't destined to win that.
No, he didn't have any belief that he'd win that title. But man,
you got to show up.
Yeah, you got to be there every round for sure.
So congratulations to Phil Nicoletti. We do have our first guest of the night on. He's going to be brought to you by Race Tech, and we want to let you guys know about the Race Tech suspension schools going on. Scotty, do you want to know? You want to become a better suspension tuner for your race team?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, you can visit racetech.com and find out about all the classes going on. Racetech's Technical Edge Suspension Engine Seminars have educated a majority of the industry's top tuners, and they have seats available in this year's classes coming up in October. Log on to racetech.com for details. Racetech is the primary suspension and engine supporter of me. So thanks to racetech.com for being a title sponsor of the MotoXpod. Tonight, Racetech brings us from the Ampro Yamaha team, 8-time GNCC champion, Kailub Russell. What's up, Kailub?
Not much, Dark. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. We are we're glad to talk to you. We haven't had any off-road guys on in a few weeks, so it's about time to get back to the heart of motorcycle racing, and that's off-road.
Absolutely, it sure is. I guess you could deem it the heart and soul, right?
I agree, man. Like when you go to a GNCC race and there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people entered, and just, dude, that's where the industry is.
What's really mind blowing to me is, I've been doing it all my life, and to see the series grow, and in the past decade, like the amount of new faces and the amount of people and the amount of RVs, motorhomes, campers, trailers, whatever. It's I've seen it kind of from, I don't want to say the infant stages, because I was a young boy in the early 90s, but I remember when the pro guys were showing up in box vans, and now it's
yeah,
there's 10, 12 semis for the pro team. So it's definitely been a wild ride. It's cool to see it growing, and it's strangely popular. It's
yeah.
I don't know what makes it so great.
Well, I think it's easily accessible. You can go and spend your entry fee and ride for 2 hours as an amateur, as opposed to motocross where you spend your race fee and your gate fee and you ride for like 15 minutes all day long, basically, and wait hours in between. I just think at the end of the day, you get more bang for your buck. And yeah, it's still, go ahead.
I think that is the key, nowadays, but I come from the standpoint, I'm not sure. Like I said, I've been around motocross and GNCC, and my family runs races. They're obviously big time promoters now, and I always remember being a kid. I've got a kid. I've got three kids, and one's getting ready to be 10. I remember when I was around 10 years old, it was kind of gay to ride off road. Like when I go to my grandpa's place when he had a motocross track, and I tell him like, "Oh yeah, I race hare scrambles." They're like, "Oh, that's you don't like the jump." That's basically what it came down to, And so it's kind of frowned upon. But I think we've definitely, in the last 25 years, the bridge has been gapped, and it's definitely cool now. It's got a cool aspect to it, anyways, so to speak. But back then when I was a kid, and and RC and MC and all the older pros, like, there was racing, there's motocross local racing every weekend, and you don't see that anymore. But that is still true to form when it comes to off-road. There's multiple local series that just race all across the country every weekend. And in motocross, you don't really get that anymore. You have your big amateur nationals, and you're trying to make it. So you go to a facility, and it's awesome to see the sport as a whole grow and see how it's evolved, but it's definitely a strange dynamic.
Yeah. I guess if you've been in it your whole life and you've kind of seen that shift a little bit. Let's talk about 2025. So we did an interview when the announcement of your return was posted originally earlier this year. And you had really, really high expectations. And I definitely want to get into the mental side and the emotional side of this season in a minute. But right now today, when you look back at the results you've had this season, can you find positives? Are you happy? I know you're not completely happy, but can you see positives? Can you see growth this season?
Man, it's been the whole season for me as a whole. It's been a, it's had its ups and downs for sure. There's no straight line figure whatsoever. There are some positives there, but I'm definitely not stoked on it. And it's almost, I hate to say embarrassing, because I'm not embarrassed, because me personally, like, to the public and to whoever, like, I don't really have anything left out there to prove. I just want to do this for me. And that's what it really boiled down to, is like, man, the older you get, like, you realize, like, I can't do this forever. Like, I really want to race. I love racing, and I love the sport. And, I got 3 kids, and I'm not getting any younger. And I was like, man, I really do feel like I left something out there on the table, and maybe I waited too long. Obviously, I feel like I did wait a little too long, but
Okay.
The season as a whole, like it's definitely been tough for me. 2 podiums through 9 rounds. If you would have asked me that question, or if you would have told me that was going to be the statistics a year ago from today, I probably would have laughed at you.
Yeah.
Like really. But man, it's been hard. It's been really hard. It's been a strange season just with our conditions. We've had a lot of mud races. In an off-road, mud races, it's like they get really bad, especially the ones we've had this year. It's not been like there's been maybe one that's like, it's a little bit muddy, like some wet dirt, some sinkholes, but a lot of them have just been straight up shitholes.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Just completely dog shit, like the worst you can imagine. So that's really hard taking, as much time as I have off, and that I was never really that good in those conditions anyways. That wasn't my strong suit, that I didn't excel. So especially being so far gone from and removed, to have that many kind of tough races, they really put a nick in the confidence, so mentally it was tough to deal with that new bike, bigger bike, just dealing with those conditions. And then when you don't get on the right side of things, it's hard to rebound from that in a way. And it's not for the lack of trying, I've had a couple of rides where it's like, that's the KR we know. But it's like, man, I've had a lot of adversity, and I don't want to make any excuses. Everybody kind of deals with the same things, but between the mud and fighting the bike a little bit more than I anticipated, just trying to figure it out and be happy and comfortable and confident. And then the new kids on the block, man, they've really stepped it up this year.
Okay.
Big time. I think that's the biggest thorn in our side that nobody expected this year, is like I watched the last 3.5 years, and I didn't really see the level rise. And, this year it's definitely risen.
Okay. That's interesting.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's interesting, because when we did that interview, I said, I feel the GNCC talent level has grown. And I asked you, are you prepared to not be on, if you're not on pace? And you said, I know where I am speed-wise against them. I'm more worried about the body and whether you could, your body would be able to be conditioned, I think is what you meant. But you're saying now that, maybe that those guys have taken a step up a little bit in speed and ability.
Yeah, the younger guys have, for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, discount, BK's, back in the realm. He's doing really good this year. He's leading. He's not leading the championship, I don't believe. Honestly, I don't even know what the points are. I stopped looking after about the 4th round. So
yeah, I think
they just call me up. Yeah, he might be. I think Grant's probably leading.
Yeah, I'll pull it up while you're talking.
But no, Grant Davis, his performances this year, him, Cody Barnes, and Gus, they've been next level. And those were the guys that are going to raise the bar, but I didn't think it was going to be, this year. I was thinking, 2.5 years, 3 years down the road. But where Grant's taken the sport right now is, he's winning the overall championship from the second row. In the X2 class. And my hat's off to him, man. I knew Grant was really good. I trained him for 2 years and, worked with him, but I didn't see this out of him. He never really showed this kind of level whatsoever. And it's like that light switch went off, man, and he's really on it. And it's impressive to see. My guys that I kind of have my eye on, and which are, honestly, I've only been in their realm a couple of times this year, is Ben, and Johnny's been hurt since round 4. So, Ben, I knew Stu would be good, but, with Stu, it's up and down. And
yeah,
I've been racing Stu my entire career. So for me, I kind of know what to expect out of Stu for the most part. And I just didn't really see, like, all the guys that are still up there contending are guys that I beat and were consistently beating and grew up racing against.
Yeah.
So that's why I stamped it, like I don't really see the level gone too far above where I left off. And now I do, with the new kids on the block, that's the figure that I didn't really put into the equation.
Yeah. And Ben Kelly is leading overall and XC1. Grant's about 6 points, 8 points behind in the overall.
So after Snowshoe, Grant had a bad round at Snowshoe there.
Yeah, he got 11th. Scott, did you have something?
Yeah. So, when you're a competitor and when you come back, obviously you're looking to do the best that you can and compete with these guys. But also, since you've come back from retirement, there's another part of this where it's kind of feels like you're back home racing in front of the fans and hearing the hoot and hollers coming from the woods. How did it feel to get the home procession back from the fans, and just what did it feel like being back at GNCC's?
It definitely feels it's different for sure, and maybe I'm a little bit older where I can appreciate a little bit more now. I think that goes a long ways. I don't want to say I have a strange dynamic now for me where it's obviously, and especially now that I'm kind of out of the realm of being in the hunt for the championship. So it's like, I'm trying to get back to square one and develop this bike for me to be able to ride comfortably on. So it's like, I need to, not care about the results. Let's make this bike. Let me get comfortable on this bike to where I feel like I'm not always thinking about it while I'm racing. Cause I swear, like most of the time this year, I've been thinking about the bike, like while I'm on the track, and not really just focused on like hitting my marks and going fast. It's like, it does something I'm not ready for. And I'm like, then that's in the back of my head where, 7-8 years ago, I just dealt with it. I can't find myself. And it's good because
we're losing you, Caleb.
Me back in certain ways. So as far as everything goes, it's cool to be back at the races and racing. And I've had so many people come up. They say, "Oh, we don't care where you finish. We're just happy to see you back out there. It's awesome. It's great." And, I do the vlogs on the weekend, and people really love that and eat it up. And, that's cool. But for me, as being a racer, the racer that I am, and kind of how I perceive myself for so long, it's like, man, I'm not happy unless I'm, competitive. And I've been few and far between on that year. So it's definitely been frustrating, but I think I'm in a good spot to where I'm like, all right, let's figure some things out and have some fun. And, let's take a step back and let go of our ego and figure this shit out.
Yeah, I've seen you use the word ego a couple times, and I think that's going to be the hard part. But if you could do that and just have some fun with these last four, that maybe you'll get kind of, I don't know, it shift the direction things are going. I think if you can let that go.
Yeah, I think so too. But it's, just try to put yourself in my shoes. You win 8 straight championships. You're off for 4.5 years. The first race is a complete shit show race. And the second race, you come out and you almost win. It's like, what do you expect after that?
Right.
That's kind of where I left myself. Was like, I didn't think, I wasn't like over my head, like, oh, I'm going to come out and just dominate these guys. I never really said that, but I knew I should be right in that spot. Right. I felt like I should always be a podium contender, and I proved to myself and my ability and the bike to be able to do that. But there's a whole lot of other equations I didn't really think about. And, it's kind of turned course on me and kicked me right in the face, kicked me right in the teeth. It's like, all right, well, fuck, what do I do now? Like, how do I figure this thing out and make it right and get back on track? So that's kind of where I'm at. And Yeah, age waits on no man.
Right.
Kailub Russell tonight brought to you by Racetech, racetech.com. Find your local service center, get your suspension, get the fluids changed if you need, get something done. I'm sure you're neglecting your suspension. Racetech will take care of you. Chase?
So with your kids there racing the same weekend, do you feel like it kind of takes some of the sting out of your results not being where the expectations are, kind of give you something to focus on outside of where you're ending up on the weekend,
I think as a whole, it probably does. Yeah, because we don't, it's not just my wife and I showing up and, nobody else to look after. We have 3 kids now, and 2 of the 3 are racing. And, we really look forward. We're getting up early on Saturday and Sunday for them to race, and, going through that whole spiel of making sure they're ready and getting them geared up and prepped. And the weekends go by really fast for sure. So
Yeah.
It's, it has been different and it has been fun. But obviously, we're there on the weekends, right now, I'm still the man of the house that, needs to bring in results and, have a good weekend to keep the show on the road ultimately. So,
Yeah.
a lot of it falls down onto my shoulders. Obviously, my wife does a great job of, keeping track of all of us throughout the weekend and making sure we got what we need and we're in the right spot. But it's definitely, it definitely makes the weekends more fun when it's going this shitty, for sure.
Yeah, sure. You kind of, your kids are having a good time and they're being successful. I mean, obviously, that definitely. And your son won a race, right? His first race of his career, 65 race.
Yeah, he won a couple of races.
Oh, he's won a couple.
Year,
Okay.
Actually. Yeah. I think he's won 2 races, and they're he's done really well this year on the 65. He's got a bunch of podiums, and
Nice.
He won 2 races, and I think both of them that he won were kind of muddy. One was dry for him on Sunday morning at the first Ironman. I guess it would be Hoosier. He won that one.
Uh-huh.
He actually, I think that one, he won 2 in a row. So the first one he won was super muddy, and it was my daughter's first race in the 50 class the day before, and she was a freaking trooper, man. Really. She doesn't ride hardly at all, and she did the race. It was completely a complete disaster for the 50s.
Yeah.
And she's on an E3 with a 10-inch front wheel and side, and the thing would barely roll. So Crew won that one. Then he did really good at the next one too, and won in really prime conditions for everybody. I would love to see him ride like that all the time.
Yeah.
If he could ride like that all the time, he would just, he'd be right there in the realm. But
Well, that's
kids are so up and down, hot and cold.
Sure.
And, if they see the wrong rock in the wrong spot, they're scared the rest of the race. So
Me too, Kailub. Me too. All right, I want to go back to round 6. From what I've seen and the vibes I've got in your social media, that round was a big ego check. That was a big eye-opening experience. And you kind of put on social media like, hey, I'm not a guy that quits. And I guess you felt like you did quit that day. Take me through that. Like just give me a little bit of a rundown on the day and what happened and what you took away from that experience.
Okay. So this must be Powerline Park that we're probably talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. So that whole weekend, the weather wasn't good from the time we pulled in to the time we left, and the track ended up being somewhat decent besides the stuff that we raced that was incorporated in Saturday's quad race. It was really trash. So it was kind of a mix of both, but that was I made a plan with the team to race a 250F if we come into these mud races again, because we'd already had 3 up to this point, and the 450 and I have just not been gelling together when it's when we have these conditions. The bike is just incredibly heavy, and I really enjoy that bike, the YZ 450FX. In normal conditions, it's great, but Liam and I's both, our results in the mud races, we're just getting slaughtered. I mean, we're just not competitive whatsoever. And you know, for your average rider, it's not that big of a deal. And I would say for your average rider, your average consumer, it's like you're probably not going to race that race anyways because you don't want to destroy your shit. So,
Right.
But when you're out there at a marketing standpoint, it's like, put me on the best machine. Like, it's my job to go out and get results. I can't race this bike in these conditions. Like, 3 hours of handling this bike is just not for me. So we made a plan to implement a 250F into the equation in case we wake up on Sunday morning and it's a complete and utter shit show, which it was. You know, imagine that. It's the year 2025, the mud. I'd never ridden this bike in my life, besides behind the semi out in the field where it wouldn't get mud all over it before the start. So we're just throwing a dart. And, I don't get a good start, and I get into the top 3, 4. And, I was right there in the first hour of the race, and, I made a couple of mistakes. I fell down. I got my grips muddy. I couldn't hold on to the thing. I fell over a couple more times, and we pitted, and then there's just like super chaotic, or a ton of people just in the pit around me, and mud going everywhere. And a guy fell down. As actually Ben Kelly fell in front of me, and I ran into the back of him, and I bit my front rotor. And so I ride the next lap without a front brake, and I could barely ride the motorcycle out there. It's a 10-mile track, so it's like I lost like 2.5 minutes by crashing and falling down without this front brake. So I'm completely out of the race at this point, and I was 4th place catching the front 3. We come in, we swap a wheel, I go back out, and I completely yard myself in the mud. And it's just the compounding interest of where I started to how the day was going 2 hours into the race. I kind of lost my cool on myself. And, the way that the 2 previous races went, it was just everything kind of coming down over top. It was like, the walls are crashing in on you. And it's like, I can't breathe at this point. It's like, what in the fuck is going on? Like, nothing can go right. I can't seem to make the right decision when it comes time to make that decision, the most critical decision. And it overwhelmed me, and it just pissed me off, and I was over it. I wanted to ghost ride that bike out into a freeway, man.
Dude, it's a human feeling, man. It's a human emotion.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. And my blood boiled over, and at that point in time, like, you're not thinking clearly. All I'm thinking about is, nothing's going right. I'm out of it right here, right now. I lost it the last 2 races. I needed a good race to bounce back, and it's gone. It's gone at this point, and emotions kind of flood your brain and cloud your decision making. And I was like, you know what? It was like, I'm done. It's a shitty feeling. Like, after you calm down, you cool down, and you're on your way home, it's like, man, I feel like such a bitch, dude. That's all it comes down to. And I think probably a lot of people run into this in life in general a lot of times, but racing, life, whatever, it all kind of mixes together, and work, life, balance, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But everything's tough, and it's tough for a reason. And it's a strange dynamic. Everything about it, as soon as you think you have it figured out, man, you really don't. Like, something's gonna get in the way, something's gonna come crashing down, something's gonna go wrong, and you're gonna have to figure out how to deal with it. And I lost my cool, and I quit the race, which I'm not stoked on. It took me a long time to eradicate that sort of mental behavior that I've kind of created as a young kid growing up. And, you know, I fell right back into that, you know, self-entitlement trap, so to call it. So,
well, I'm going to give you credit for being a man and acknowledging it and realizing it instead of just like, yeah, well, too bad. You know, that's, you know, you took the responsibility for it, and I got to respect that, man. So yeah, you put it out there on social media and apologize to everybody, and you didn't hide from it. So yeah, all you can do is take that experience and learn from it, right? I mean,
well, I mean, I think that's the second worst fucking thing to do ever is, you know, make an excuse and then fall back on another excuse to justify what you've done. Like that's the exact type of mental behavior that creates the type of society that we have now as a whole. You know, I don't want to single out anybody, but that's what I see in society now is like nobody's willing to take responsibility for any sort of actions that they have or do. And that's what you get. You get a bunch of people that let themselves off the hook, and they're letting themselves off the hook, you know, like, yeah, I messed up. I didn't, you know, follow my decision or my aura to a T. You know, I made just poor decisions in the moment. Yeah, I'm not going to make an excuse about making that excuse. I'm just, you know, this is what I did. This is how I feel about it. I'm going to try not to do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, am I going to make that? You know, I'm 35 years old. If I live till I'm 75, that's another 40 years. I'm probably going to fuck up again, you know?
Probably so. Sure. Yeah. Well, I was impressed by how you handled it afterwards. So I don't know if do you guys have anything else before I ask?
Okay, go ahead.
So before we wrap this thing up, then you talked about you wanting to still develop this bike so that you can ride it. 4 rounds left. Do you plan on being back for 26? Have you decided?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a 2-year deal with the team.
Okay.
You know, I when I started this thing, I had a 2-year deal with a third option. Obviously, the way it's looking right now, I mean, I don't blame the team if they probably don't want to see me back for 3 years in a row right now, unless I can figure my shit out and, you know, be a podium guy next year, and which I hope to be. And I think, you know, 4 years off, and really in those 4 years, probably a year and a half of riding a little bit within that. So I would say I've got about a year on the bike as it is, from day to day now. We're getting better. It's been a harder process than I thought it would have been. I didn't evaluate that into, you know, my thought process either. I'm kind of old school, like a dirt bike's a dirt bike, figure it out, just taking a little bit longer. And, you know, at the first round of the year, Big Buck at the mud race, I tore my meniscus in my right knee and a bucket handle flipped. And I was dealing with that for 6 months. And, you know, my knee, I didn't have full range of motion in my knee. I kind of didn't really disclose that just because I try to be a man of few excuses and just suck it up and deal with it and tough it out. Like that's the MO that I feel like I've grown up with for a long time. I've had a lot of injuries and a lot of things, and I've never made an excuse about many of them. Obviously, my wife hears them. She gives me shit because I complain about it every day to her. Like, get up out of bed, and she's like, "Oh, let me guess, your knee hurts." Like, how'd you guess? Like, but yes, I've been pretty messed up for a while, man. And I was actually really healthy going into the year, and, you know, round one, it really put the hurting on me with that mud race.
Sure.
Really screwed my knee up. I've been taking Toradol shots at every race this year, getting my knee drained at almost all of them right before the race. And I wish I would have got it cleaned up a little sooner, but I've had it done before, and it kind of set me back further than I expected or what I was told. And this one went relatively smooth and easy, and I feel really good again with my knee and my training, and, you know, the riding doesn't bother me anymore. It's not swelling up every week. And so we're going to go with the last 4. The last 4 races aren't my best venues of the year, but I definitely need to get some results and really just make good decisions and put myself in the right spots. And that's been lacking the most this year. And, it's been a little bit with the bike. I don't want to blame it all on the bike. It's been, I would say, 70% me at these races, just making shitty decisions, in 3 hours. You make one wrong decision, you could be down 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And you make 2 wrong decisions, you're down another 40 seconds. Well, guess what? That's a minute and a half. So
hard to make up.
It's really hard to make up. And yeah, we just need to get back in there, try to get a good start. And the last 4, the XC1 and XC2 class will be starting the top 20. The top 20 overall are going to be starting together. That's a first in GNCC history. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to be starting with a bunch of young, dumb kids now, and it's going to be that much harder. And yeah, it should be interesting. It should be fun. I want to try to get up there and battle for the podium. I think that's step number 1. We need to reset our goals and reevaluate things. And we need to make it through the rest of the year pretty healthy and have some good results, and then kind of reevaluate and re-engage for 2026. I want to, I still feel like I don't want to say I'm definitely not the fastest guy anymore, but I know how to be the fittest guy. And a 3-hour race, being the fittest guy and most mentally strong is probably more important than just being the outright fastest, because there's so much that can happen. So
100%.
we need to re-engage and get back on track.
Well, Kailub, you're one of the greatest that's ever done it, man. So I believe in you. These last 4 is going to be exciting to watch, and we're very thankful you jumped on here with us. It's been a little bit since we've talked to you, so thanks for giving some of your time.
Yeah, absolutely, Doug. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck at, I guess, September 6th, Buckwheat, and yeah, we'll be following it. So we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. See you
All
then.
right, see you, Kailub. It's Kailub Russell tonight, brought to you by Race Tech, man, one of the legends of GNCC. I found it really interesting when I did that interview with him before, when Yamaha first announced he was going back with Yamaha, I'm coming back to GNCC. He was very confident, like that, hey, I've been training with these guys. I know how fast they are. And he's like, yeah, I got this.
Oops.
And yeah, time off, right?
There's no substitution for racing.
Yeah, it's just different. You could, I'm sure, guys can go to the motocross track, right, and be within a second or a half a second a jet or whatever. But when it comes to racing, things are different when you really lay it down. So, but I think Kailub, I like the fact that he admitted, yeah, I didn't take into account for that, and I didn't do what I thought I was going to do. So I'm impressed with what he had to say.
Yeah, the levels definitely stepped up too.
Yeah, and like I said, I asked him that, and he kind of said in that interview, it's still on Vital. You guys can search it if you wanted to. Kailub Russell press release or something like that, Vital MX. He kind of made it sound like he didn't think it had stepped up. So yeah, but I think it's clearly it has when you have guys like Grant that are XC2 guys and they're winning. And he kept saying the younger guys, but a lot of the guys he's racing with right now were guys he raced in his championship years. Ben Kelly, who's leading now, was a guy he raced. Stu Baylor was racing then. Josh Toth, Craig DeLong, those guys are all still racing. Some of those guys are in those same positions he is outside the top 5 or 6.
Yeah,
but
I saw him and Craig were battling for like 13th overall, and they were going at it.
So, but it's cool, man. I'm glad he's coming back. I couldn't remember if it was a 1-year deal or 2, so I'm glad he's going to be back, because I think all those things, like let's get the bike developed a little better. He kind of knows what to expect now. Maybe he can evaluate the training process and what he's putting in, and
hopefully we get a little less mud next year too.
Yeah. But dude, that's cool, man. I'm glad Kailub jumped on. X brand emails, guys, right?
Yep, let's go.
With EKS brand goggles, vision is your advantage. Engineered for clarity, comfort, and durability. EKS goggles keep your focus sharp through roost, rain, and ruts. Trusted by champions, built for every rider. Crystal clear optics, all-day comfort, zero distractions. Ride with X, because every second counts. Gear up at EKSbrand.com. All right, X brand emails. First one is from Drew. Hey, Dark, just listen to the last pod. Love it and what you guys do. Being an old quad guy and promoter, by the way, this is a few weeks ago. Promoter here in the PNW. You know what that is?
Pacific
Scotty?
Northwest.
There you go, Pacific
Sorry.
Northwest. Walker Fowler, GNCC Pro ATV guy. Chad Weiner?
Weenan?
It's spelled, Wean in. You're right. Retiring pro, ATVA pro. He was works ITP, ATVA Nationals. Then local legends Lance Schmel and his son Leighton. Leighton is doing the West Coast off-road racing. A few options and touches. He was kind of giving us some options when we were talking about getting some off-road guys. And I mentioned a few weeks ago, like, we need to get some more quad guys on. So he was reaching out for that. So Drew, I have your email. I haven't ignored it. So yeah, we're working on that.
Yeah, he did.
No, dude, it's right there. That proves it. Taylor B. Casual MX. These aren't all emails. Some of these are DMs I've been getting. Hey, Dark, I have an idea for an email question. So this be good. The question is for the people who don't ride or who have never ridden moto. So this is going to be one for you listeners that don't ride or haven't ever rode to hit us up at our contact form on MotoXpod.com. What draws you to the sport? We all ride, so we can't really answer
I feel
that.
like that's a very small number of people.
It might be, but maybe we'll get a few answers. So hit us up. You can go to MotoXpod.com and use that contact form, or if you want, you can use MotoXpodShow@gmail.com.
A lot of people watch F1 and obviously have never.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, like, if you're listening to a pod show about motocross,
I guess
you're
you're right.
Probably right.
pretty
But,
freaking into
but
it.
then, like Faith doesn't ride, but Faith likes the sport. Her
Oh, that's
dad
a good
rides.
point.
So
yeah, but her dad rode.
yeah, but okay, well,
I'm
let's
sure there's
tell
a
us
lot of
about
that,
that,
too.
Yeah.
right? Faith, hit me up with an email. Tell me about that.
Fair.
Hell, maybe Faith does ride and I just don't know.
Yeah, maybe you're just an asshole.
But yeah, hit it.
Maybe.
Okay.
Definitely is.
Posty25. Great interview, Dark, and the latest interview with Jet, even better. I listened to stacks of pods, and your questions are a step above the pack.
Let's go.
Man, Posty might be next week's Race Tech Listener of the Week.
All right.
Step above the pack. Rider response is accordingly best I've heard in years. Posty, dude, that makes us feel great. Thank you. Listen, when you're sending messages and praising me, you could go ahead and throw Scotty and Chase and TJ. I know it's not true, but you could throw their names in there just to make them feel better.
No, we don't want your pity.
Okay.
I'm going to take
Never
credit
mind.
either way. I don't care. You don't have to put my name in there.
Yeah.
Marco
I know you meant
Felipe. Hang on. Where's? Oh, this is the guy that last week asked me if I quit HVAC.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Didn't even really start.
Yeah. That's
He
what I
said
said.
he responded. He didn't notice the reply that I replied. I appreciate that. I love listening to the show. You've probably heard this a million times, but you should do fan call-ins. Now we have heard that.
Yeah, we just not.
The
we're just not set
problem
up
is
for it.
you need a pretty nice phone system to be able to transfer calls. That costs a little bit of money. And you need a call screener because I don't want to just reach over when the phone's ring and answer and it's like when people are trying to say shit, what's that called?
Oh, telemarketer.
Telemarketer or something.
A
Yeah.
prank call.
That'd
Yeah.
be funny actually.
Maybe, but like
Dude,
it
I
just
could-
doesn't
Yeah.
And honestly, like we do enough things that are very similar to Pulp. I mean, like literally, we stole the idea of the show from Pulp.
Yeah, no, I was laughing in the comments.
No, but I'm saying, and then
Yeah.
like when Steve went to doing a live show with cameras, TJ's like, we could do that, and 2 weeks later we do it. I don't know. Do we need to steal the phone?
I mean, it's
The call-in thing
it's
too?
not really like all podcasts do something
Sure.
similar.
I mean, look,
It's not just a moto.
if we could afford somebody to sit over there and take calls and say, hey, this is a good call. This is what this is about.
I don't even get paid.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's why. So it's not in the cards right now, Marco, but
We're doing it for the love
I
of the
wish we
game.
could.
You could do like a voice submission or something like that on Instagram or something.
We
do,
could do
like,
some kind of voicemail
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Something like
Then
that.
you could screen them at some other
Sure.
point. Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Okay, not a bad idea, guys. Anthony Bennett, he sent in his top 5 urban legends from last week's T-Boat USA top 5.
Okay.
Number 1, Jeremy McGrath, never trained, just drank beer at Lake Havasu. I think all of these are moto, if I remember correctly.
I don't think that's
He drank-
fully
he- yeah, he
true.
took-
But that's the urban legend.
oh yeah, okay.
right? He
He,
said
smoked,
he doesn't. Yeah.
he smoked a J and took a
Yeah.
shot of Jameson for every race.
So they're not necessarily true. They're just urban legends. Bob
like
Hanna
beer.
shot rattlesnakes during moto breaks. I've never heard that one.
Who?
Bob Hanna?
Oh yeah.
I could absolutely.
No, I just didn't hear
I was
the name.
worried for a second.
No, I know who Bob.
I could
Hurricane
absolutely
is.
see him having a pistol at the track.
Yeah,
just
probably.
blasting a rattlesnake and then get back on the bike.
was a hurricane.
Carmichael once ate 3 Big Macs before a moto and still won, although he did have an in and out, and Mitch smelled his fingers and busted him.
I think the smell in his fingers was McDonald's too. I don't think it was in
Maybe.
and out.
I don't remember the story, so.
I remember.
Because, I thought this was, we'd have to ask RC. Number 4, DeCoster used to train with no helmet, uphill, in sand for 5+ hours. Yeah, haven't heard that one either. Last one, Ronnie Mack is actually Trey Kennard. In parentheses, Jimmy Albertson let that cat out when he'd make a main and air wheelie. Yes, there was a time period where people thought it was Trey, but it is Jimmy.
Didn't Trey kind of like ride as him at
He
some
might
point?
have once or twice. But generally,
I think that's where it come from, but it's always been. Yeah,
Wasn't Trey like the buddy that was in there a couple times?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's like thrown the outfit on before.
He has, yeah. Vince Pell. RJ made his 450 debut in Supercross and immediately won a heat race. Now this summer, he is super fast. Oh, by the way, Vince Pell is the owner of T-Boat USA. Now this summer is super fast, solid, and wound up on the podium at Ironman. What do you guys think? And moving forward, how does he do in SMX?
I think he does good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty vague.
Yeah.
Chase, you got a little more?
Who'd you say?
Are you serious?
I was in the middle of reading something.
RJ Hampshire.
RJ and SMX. I think he does really well. I mean, he rides that 450.
Breaking news.
Good guys ride
I
good.
think RJ
I'm trying to elaborate.
I know.
He rides that 450 a lot better than 250 because it seems like he just.
I think
he rode it completely like on the edge, and he doesn't have to ride the 450 like that to feel like he's actually going fast.
Yeah.
So he's calmed down.
I think he top fives 2 out of 3 of them, and podium's 1 of them.
Okay,
That's
I was about
bold.
to say he gets a podium.
I can see a podium.
The first one, Charlotte. The single points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's Chase will be back. Jet, Hunter, Eli's going to be better once we get back super crossy stuff, I think.
AP will be back, correct?
Who?
AP?
AP's questionable, so I don't know. J. Coops, is he better indoors, outdoors? So I say
Depends
he's hovering around that 5th place. I was going to say sneaks a podium, but I'm going to say 4th is his best result.
I feel like a lot of it depends on how these tracks shape up and are built too.
Yeah.
There's no telling how the dirt is, how they actually set them up. We saw Lake Chicagoland was so different.
I'm going to say 4th is his best result though, and is hovering around 5th, 6th most of the time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to go with. Okay, Vince also sent another one. Just wanted to shout out my good friend Greg Frenchie Paymart. I don't know how you say his last name. Paymart?
Paymart.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've heard of him and everything, but I just wasn't sure how to say it. With his win at the AMA Amateur National Championships 50+ class at Loretta Lynn's, Frenchie is a local hero, MX trainer, all-around great person, and huge supporter of TBoatUSA.com. He also has a really cool brand of athletic shoes, I think is what you meant, Vince, but it says shows. But I think he has athletic.
Just move.
But what if I'm wrong? What if he has a brand of athletic shows
He doesn't.
He could.
called MKS Moto Kicks?
Yeah. It's the shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, you just.
know. Look, man, I can't let shit like that go. I can't. I'm sorry, Vince.
We know.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
But watch it, dude. Doc's going to come
So
yell at
literal. Yeah.
No, Doc only gets mad when we're making fun of TJ.
you. I know. It is pretty.
Marco
often.
Felipe also said, how serious is Prado to KTM and Roxon to Kawi? Prado to KTM sounds, I responded, Prado to KTM sounds fairly serious to me. I'm not one of those guys that goes digging for this stuff. I don't make the calls every day like Michael Lindsay or Lewis talks to a lot of these people, and Steve searches out these things. So honestly, a lot of times when it comes to things, I'm hearing it from Lewis or Steve or ML. The Roxon to Hep thing, I don't know, man.
You mean Roxon to Cali? That's the first.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's the first I've heard.
Right. Well, he said that I listened to most of Pulp the other night because Lewis and Kellen were on, and he said they mentioned it, but I must have been I was working.
They were talking about it. Yeah.
So I missed that. So I don't know if that's a serious thing or not.
I wonder if that's just them talking about because everybody's moving
It's
and
at the
they're.
very end.
I thought
I don't think I
he's
finished.
pretty
I thought that was pretty
most
locked
likely
in.
to be going back to Hep, but yeah, man,
That's why
I
I
could
call
be
it
wrong.
silly season.
I could be wrong. So all right, it's time to get Mike on. So we'll do Grill Your Ass Off after we get Mike. Let me work on this real quick. Are we muted? Yes. So great radio here, but just hang tight, guys. Let me get this caller lined up.
Yeah, just figure it out.
Yeah, man. I'm trying. I'm trying, bro. We don't have a call screener. We need one. We need a call screener.
Here comes the DMs. I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right. Our next guest of the night is brought to you by Guts Racing. Where did that read go? Elevate your ride with Guts Racing seat covers, trusted by top pros and everyday riders alike. Designed for maximum traction and durability, Guts seat covers keep you locked in when the track gets rough and the stakes get high. GutsRacing.com. Tonight, Guts Racing brings us the team coordinator for Club MX. What's going on, Mike Bonacci? How are you?
Well, I like that. Guts Racing. Andy's a great guy. He helps us a lot.
He is a great guy. He helps our listeners out. He gives some seat covers away here and there, and he keeps me locked in on my YZ450F. So yeah, he's good people.
They even do Suron stuff now, which I think is cool.
Yeah, they do. What the other brands like
the Super 73s. I think they do a lot of their money comes from that too.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like if you need a seat cover for your car, you can probably make it happen, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. How you doing, Mike? We heard you on Pulp last night, so save the best for last. Us.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I'm doing good. I'm actually in the motorhome driving north to Unadilla.
Yep.
And I just pulled over just in time for this call, and I'm glad to be on the phone with you.
Well, you almost lost your spot on the show when on the Pulp show you said I had to call in. My favorite media guys are on tonight, Kellen and Lewis and Steve. I'm like, okay, well, screw you, Mike.
You were the first person I went to dinner with as a media person.
Yeah, that's true.
You were the first media person I went to dinner with. We went to a Brazilian steakhouse, if I recall.
Yeah, in Arlington. Absolutely. That was the first time I'd ever been to one of those, and that was amazing.
Yep.
Go to GYAO.
Did Dark pay?
Yeah.
No,
It's good to be first, Jamie. That's why.
Yeah, but you know what? I can't really argue with you. Like, Lewis is my favorite media person, too. So, yeah. So, Mike, lots to talk about. A lot of this you did talk on Pulp, and a lot of our listeners the same, but we're going to get into some other things. But let's start. The primary thing you're doing, man, is talking about Raise It for USA. That is the most important thing right now, raising money for Team USA. Tell everybody, our listeners, maybe they didn't hear the Pulp show, what they need to know.
Yeah, I'm pretty passionate about it. I started last year thinking, what if one day somebody came to us and said, hey, your rider's been selected for Motocross the Nations? And my next thought is, how are we going to fund it? There is expense that goes into it. And rather than just complain about it, I figured I would try doing something. And I started collecting items in the paddock and worked with Paul from Renthal and Christina Denny. We had a website and started posting stuff on there. And it raised a fair amount of money, $41,000 last year. So that money actually came in handy for the three teams that went and really made it a little easier for them. So I honestly, as a patriot myself, I don't care who goes, but I want to be able to support our best effort to put our best foot forward because I want that trophy back in the United States.
100%. It really stinks that they have to pay, that all these teams have to pay as much as they do to make this happen. And look, the fans of the sport, they love to get memorabilia, and this is a good chance to, get some and contribute to a really good cause. So I think it's great. And I should have asked you this ahead of time, but will there be a golf tournament again? Is that something that's planned or any kind of nothing like that this year?
No golf tournament, but we're trying to replace it with some other things to help raise money for it. And, I think it's funny. Like I go to almost every race and at the end of the race, generally the kids will come up and want goggles and jerseys and plastics and whatever we can find. And this year it's just different. It's more aggressive this year. They come before the race, before we even go out on the track.
Yeah.
They're already asking for plastics. Well, now you can just go to raiseitforusa.com and put a $10 raffle bid in, and you can get all the plastics and jerseys you want, because I got a lot of stuff on there now.
Swipe your mom's credit card.
I was literally about to say it.
That's
raise bids on everything.
Raise it for USA. It's the number 4.com. What is maybe Steve asked you this, but what's like the coolest thing on there right now? If there was one thing on there now that you would want, does anything stand out?
Well, a lot of the things that I collected were from Redbud, so some of the plastic kits are very patriotic, which I think is very cool. I did say this last night, but the first person to donate something outside of our team was Hayden Deegan 2 years in a row. I don't have to chase him down. I don't have to beg him for it. He kind of just says, "Hey man, what do you need?" And I said, "I'd like to get a jersey," and he makes sure that we got it. And that just starts everybody else then follows suit. You know, I've already got Hayden's and everybody else comes along with it. But this year I have more high end stuff. I have Tomac stuff and I have stuff from Jorge Prado. I have stuff from Phil Nicoletti, who just won a championship.
Yeah.
Justin Cooper Webb. But also different this year, something I did and they're now posted, is I got about 15 jerseys from the Combine kids. So all of these amateur kids that have been participating in the Futures and Combine races, I have jerseys of theirs on there now. So that's pretty cool too.
Did you get an Aiden Kiefer jersey? I might bid on that.
You know, I don't think I did.
I'll text Aiden and tell him he needs to send you one.
And last night I said I didn't have an Enzo Temer one, and his dad called me this morning and said one's in the mail.
Awesome. That's good. Yeah. See, hey, the power of pulp, man. Honestly, the power of pulp.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm pretty pumped on that, and just the variety of stuff. In some cases, instead of a fender, it's a whole plastic kit.
Oh, cool.
Julian Beaumare's whole plastic kit. Cooper Webb's whole plastic kit. So
yeah,
I think that's pretty cool. But that's not the only way people can donate. There is a spot on there where they can buy caps and shirts and socks that are for the Team USA.
Oh, sweet.
And then there's another tab at Just Donate. If you want to just donate $10 or more, there's another tab for that. Every little bit helps.
Yep.
There's a lot of things behind the scenes that people may not understand to organize getting all these guys and their teams together in one area and have a little privacy the way they do it over in Europe. So some of the other teams really are good at it. And in the last couple of years, Christina has worked with the AMA and made sure that we get the same treatment, we being that team. So I think that's pretty cool.
We love Christina. She is like many of the people within this industry. She's just good people.
Yeah. So I'm pretty pumped on the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't do this all by myself.
Right.
I'm not going to claim to say that this is all by myself. Christina does a lot on the back end, and one of the kids from Club MX, his name is Cash Bollinger. He takes all the photos for me, and he helps me with all the processing of all the stuff when the raffle is done. And that's the huge undertaking, getting everything shipped out.
For sure.
One thing I want people to know, last year there was a delay trying to wait for boxes and shipping labels and all that. But we're ahead of the curve this year where things will happen much faster. So we learned a lot last year being our first year. And this year we have all the boxes. Everything will be prepackaged. So as soon as the shipping labels show up, we just slap them on and ship it. So
perfect.
Everything should go pretty quickly.
Okay. Well,
and I'm not done collecting stuff either. I want to get more. Participating in the Moto Scouting Combine. You know, I get to talk to Kevin Windham and Chad Reed and Brock Glover and Michael Byrne and those guys, Swanee. So I'm going to ask them for some stuff as well.
Someone in the chat say you need to get Juju Beaumare's fur coat that he wore.
Oh, yeah. When he walked in.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I got a whole plastic kit from him, which is cool. And I believe we have his jersey. You know what's also cool is guys that are racing for other countries also donated. Mikkel Hara, Dylan Ferrandis, Joe Shimoda, Lorenzo Lacrucio, Jorge. Like, I think it's pretty cool that they race in the United States and they did some stuff for us as well, which I think is cool.
I do too. It's a great industry. I was going to ask you something else about Raise It for USA, and I just blanked on what it was. So, Mike, do you have anything else for the fundraiser that you want to discuss before we move on to Club MX?
Well, last year you donated something, so.
Oh, you're calling me out like you did, Steve. Yeah, I know you got my James Stewart poster that everybody in here was mad I gave away.
Yeah, I'm still hurt
and
about
my
that.
Jeremy McGrath, his autobiography.
But it's okay because someone gave you another one, so you're good.
The poster? But the poster's not the same. It's not that poster.
Oh,
that was the action shot where you can see like each frame.
Oh.
You guys should come up with something and send it to me, and would love to have you represented in there. So
I'll do it. I'll come up with something. Yeah, I got to figure out.
It's not like we have any
Kiefer
jerseys around here.
I said I got a Chris Kiefer jersey.
Yeah, I'll come up with something, Mike. We'll get it taken care of. Not a problem.
We're going to run this. We'll run this through September, so we'll have time. Probably partway through September, so we have time to get the winners drawn. Feld has donated 4 tickets to any race somebody wants to go to with a VIP experience. I thought that was cool. MX Sports is donating passes to Motocross the Nations this year, which I think is cool.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
ASV is on there for a box of levers. Bella's on there for a helmet.
Nice.
So, I'm still collecting stuff, and
Yeah.
we'll keep posting stuff. So even if you went to the site and put in $10 for a raffle ticket, you'll see more stuff populated as time goes by, which I think is cool.
It's raiseitforusa.com. Get involved, support Team USA. Eli Tomac, Chase Sexton, Hayden Deegan. It's gonna be a good season. It's gonna be a good race. So, all right,
Yeah.
Club MX. First things first. Open house coming up end of this month, right? No, October. October.
October 24th, 5th, and 6th. Dirtworks is building our Supercross tracks in early October. We're going to break them in, and then we're going to have a Supercross demo during open house, which I think is cool. We're going to have a hole-in-one contest where the first time since I've been there, they're going to open up the back sand track for people to ride, which has never been done as far as I know.
The one I rode at Blue Crew, Camp Blue Crew, that one? The one in the
All the way in the back?
Yeah, because remember we got all that rain, remember? So we had to ride the sand track.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep, that's where you went.
Sand track.
That's gnarly.
Yep. That's going to be gnarly, and I think people will get the full experience. The new gym is almost done. The exterior's done. We're starting on the interior, so that's going to be cool. But yeah, we get people from all over the country that come to open house, and it's going to be way bigger, way better this year. We'll have a lot of the pros there riding the Supercross part of it, which I think will be very cool for everybody to see. We're working on a live band to come in. You know where, Jamie, the Supercross tracks are, and the land around it is like a bowl of grass.
Yep.
So we're trying to think of how we can get a band down there and just have the grass be the stadium part where people can sit and watch the band.
Oh, sweet.
So I think that'll be cool. Yeah.
Dude,
So lots of good ideas this year. And October 24th through 26th, we usually run probably 1,000 people through there. So I think we'll have more this year.
Yeah, if you're anywhere in the area, and you listen to the show, you know how much I brag on clubs. So you get an opportunity to go. You cannot pass it up. So October 24th through 26th, check out clubmx.com. Yeah.
Also, we're going to have Yamaha, the big Yamaha rig will be there too. So that's cool.
Sweet. Yeah. Those guys
a lot of our sponsors will be there we'll have more of a vendor area this year. So a lot of our sponsors will be there. FXR is going to be there. They're committed. Muck-Off is committed. ASV, Chirby's. So there's a lot of guys already committed to, kind of hosting a booth over the weekend.
Yeah.
We'll have food trucks and stuff like that. So big time.
I want to go now.
Yeah.
Can we make a trip?
Yeah.
A MotoXpod trip?
I'm riding with you.
You should.
Yeah, we may have to figure that out. You may not know this, Mike, but I had to take a real job, since I'm not at Vital anymore. So I'm doing this on the side. So taking time off of a day job is not as easy as it once was. But this is a big event. So, yeah, we may try to work something out, figure out how to get out there.
Well, I can write a note to your boss for you.
Okay.
Like a doctor's note.
Done, Mike. I like it. Some not so great news. Evan Blair, I guess, hit the deck today, and he's in surgery right now, according to Maggie. But yeah, thoughts and prayers to him. But he's been at your place a lot with Daniel. Daniel's full-time employee now, and I'm sure you'd love having Evan out there, though. He's been digging it.
Daniel's been doing a great job. I'm sorry I didn't know about Evan. Oh. I've been in the motorhome all day.
Okay,
so
yeah, he broke his femur today, so he got flighted out.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay, well, sorry about that. Sorry to yeah. Well, let's stay on the positive news. And I know Steve asked you about a lot of your racers and like Cody and Maximus. I want to ask about the KTM and the GNCC team out there training. You guys added an off-road loop and basically the KTM guys for GNCC riders like Grant Davis and Ben Kelly. I think Corey Steed's been out there. That's a newer development in the last year, I believe. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was an addition this year. They lost the facility they were training at. They needed something pretty quickly. You know how we operate, Jamie. So we were able to put something together pretty quickly. And it turned out to be ultra competitive because they're leading XC1, XC2, and women's, all three categories. Yeah. So the riders are putting in the work. They follow the program. We got Cole Martinez as their trainer, which he's no slouch. And everything's been working. Yeah, everything's been working great. So, we just kind of fell into it. And the KTM is supportive of it. But It in no way interferes with our Yamaha stuff. It just happens to be a training facility that has a extension of a GNCC opportunity. So we took advantage of it. That's been good. And they're doing good. And they're really super nice people. All the riders are very, very appreciative of what they have there. So
Very
cool to see them succeed.
I agree. Scotty?
Mike, so, you mentioned Phil and his championship. So, it's kind of messed up, man. He's a club guy. He still uses club for training. He leaves, retires, air quotes, goes to Canada, changes teams, and then wins the championship. He was holding out on you the whole time, man. What's going on?
Phil is probably a model of hard work. So I give him a lot of credit. I'm very proud of him. He went through a lot to get that bike to where it needed to be competitive. And people don't see that. He's down at club training, but he's racing in Canada. And he's basically down there by himself, trying to navigate the waters of getting things done. On one side, it was fun to watch, but on the other side, we were concerned that he wasn't getting what he needed. So as true Phil fashion, he works till he gets what he needs, and he puts in the hard work himself personally. And, as much as he was probably playing off, he's a third place guy. Phil's a competitor. Don't let him fool you with that. Right. So very proud of him, and I'm glad he won. We
are too. That's one of the things I said. You got something, Chase?
Yeah. Mike, so what's something you would like to see added to either the program or the facility itself over the next 5 years?
So at our place, the one thing I wanted was a better gym. But it's in true Brandon style, it's more than a gym. It's a health and wellness center. It's gigantic. It's 2 stories, and it's almost done. And it'll give us the ability to process the kids better on a daily basis, but also for recovery, whether they have injuries or they go through some medical needs. Those are things that we'll be able to handle on the property, either post-surgery or whatever they have going on in their life. We can help them with it. So we're trying to make it a one-stop shop. It's never been done before at a place like ours. And we have access to a lot of things that most people aren't even aware of. Now we're just going to put it all in one building. So I'm pretty pumped on that. So the one thing I really wanted, I referred to our old gym as Rocky 1. So if you're familiar with the Rocky movies, he's in a meat cooler, beating on a cow, for me, it works. It's effective, but it wasn't suitable for our place, So we went right from Rocky 1 to Rocky 5, so I'm pretty pumped on that.
I dig it. I mean, look, Chad Reed chose to live there, so that should tell you all you need to know, man. Well, Mike, I appreciate you jumping on here with us. We've got Kat Voiles coming up here in a minute, so
really?
We're gonna jump into some of what she does with opening ceremonies and super motocross and all that. So she's cool.
She's the best.
I agree. Yeah, she rocks.
Do me a favor, raise it for USA for a little while. Let's keep plugging that thing, and I'll try to call back and get some updates maybe at the end of the month or into September, so we can see how we're doing versus last year.
All right, Mike, it sounds good. We will keep pushing it, and we'll figure out something to send you to throw on the fundraiser. So nobody wants my helmet, Chase.
You're wrong. People would absolutely bid on one of your Dark Side Star Wars helmets. Send them one of the helmets.
Jesus.
Or a jersey. I would think somebody would want a Dark Side jersey.
Absolutely.
I think I would get laughed at.
You wouldn't.
No way.
Mathis would destroy me.
Let him do it.
No way.
People still want it.
The Darth Vader Dark Side helmets are cool.
They're cool.
Oh, God,
Steve, listen, man. Steve sent me someone else's helmet last year.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool you send your own. I think that's autograph it and send it, man. Hey, listen, have a great show.
All right,
Thank
Mike.
you for having me on.
Yeah, thanks, Mike, for jumping on here. Everything you've done for me, man, is very appreciative. So thank you.
No, you got it. Talk to you guys later.
All right, have a good night. Bye. That's Mike Bonacci, brought to you tonight by Guts Racing.
What would be harder to get rid of, the Slayer jersey or one of the helmets?
Oh no, the Slayer. I saw somebody.
I have 2 Slayer jerseys.
Somebody in the comments said they wanted the Slayer jersey.
There's one here and there's one here. So, but those were
I wouldn't get rid of those.
Those guys would be pissed at me for giving them away.
No, I wouldn't get rid of those.
Yeah,
like Team Solitaire, they sent those to me, and there's only a couple of them in existence.
I would keep those.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I didn't tell you to get rid of them. I just asked the question. What would be harder?
I have a number plate
Oh yeah, Shroud. You got Shrouds right up here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Behind
you
me.
can't
Okay,
see
I got to
the
get Cat
camera.
on, so bear with me. We're going to get Cat on next.
That's super cool that Mike doesn't even really have a dog in the fight and does that. Like he's just guys like that just are the ones that keep the sport going, man. And we wouldn't have the sport the way it is without them. So
100%, 100%. So thanks to Mike for jumping on here. Mike Bonacci is always great to have on. And our next guest tonight is brought to you by Racetech. We talked about the suspension seminars, but you guys need to know, if you don't already, for over 40 years, Racetech has been supplying the motorcycle industry with high-quality suspension components made right here in the USA. From modern to vintage, Racetech is your go-to source for suspension performance. Racetech Gold Valves provide a plush feel with drastically improved bottoming resistance and increased traction. All Racetech products are 100% guaranteed and made in the USA. So visit racetech.com, find your local service center. Tonight, Racetech brings us Feld Entertainment Senior Live Event Manager, Cat Voiles. What's up, Cat?
What's up, Jamie? Thanks for having me on, buddy. Excited to be here.
Glad to have you. I mean, I would have rather had Brighton, but Brighton wasn't available, so we took his mom.
He's being put down for bed right now.
Yeah.
We did a nice bath and a quick bike ride in the driveway, and Dad's putting him to sleep. So
That sounds like the perfect
Yeah, he's living
night.
the life.
I'd like to have a bath and a bike ride and have Dad put me down for bed.
You know,
he's 14 months old and already
Yeah.
starting to rip on the Strider. So
That's sick. Well,
we're in
Kat,
trouble.
You and we did an industry insights on Vital MX a while back, but not everybody that listens to the show necessarily read that. So first things first, why don't you tell them what Senior Live Event Manager does? Because it's a lot. Got a lot of hats.
I do wear a lot of hats, but it's not just me. We have a whole team who that's what I think people don't understand is what it takes to really put on a Supercross. There's so many people working behind the scenes that really don't get enough credit and just bring the magic to life, truly. So, you think about it, you walk into Angel Stadium right now and it looks completely different than when you walk in for A1, right? And, when you stop and think about the teams that have to build, the most elite dirt bike tracks in the entire world and then have a full-fledged event run, live for 60,000 fans, do it week in and week out. It is a well-oiled machine, but that doesn't come easy. So just a shout out to everybody who puts on Supercross, through Feld. But I get to oversee the live event portion, which is anything you see or hear or experience when you walk into the stadium. And that also includes, some of our fan fests as well as our press conference too. So anything from the pyro to the opening ceremonies, which is my favorite. Working with the talent that you hear on microphone, you got Lurch getting the crowd pumped up. He is one of a kind, and we are so grateful to have him. But just anything that you experience when you come to Supercross kind of falls in my wheelhouse. And like I said, I have a team that helps pull off that magic. So.
Yeah, and on that Industry Insights, we focus a lot on opening ceremonies because that is a big part of what people see outside of the racing. And I think I told you a story of missing the open ceremonies once and how upset I was because a lot of people get one Supercross a year. Maybe not even that, right? Maybe it's one every couple of years. And seeing the videos, the introduction videos and the pyro and back in the day, the flamethrowers and the monster girls, et cetera, that's a part of the experience. And I think Supercross does such an amazing job with opening ceremonies. What I want to ask you is with Super Motocross now in its third year, do you try to do you try to do that a little differently? Do you try to make it a little more special or in a different way, a different experience than Supercross itself?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, right? Because it's like our Super Bowl of Super Motocross, if you will. And, it all comes down to those 2 playoff rounds and 1 final race and, the amount of money that's on the line and the glory and all of that. And, we have truly the best athletes in the world coming to these events. And I think the fans really appreciate that because, after 17 grueling weekends of Supercross and being outside for outdoors, there's attrition with the injuries, unfortunately. And these 3 final rounds are really impactful as far as the racing goes. But we want to try to give these fans who travel worldwide to these, awesome venues. We're going to Concord. We're coming to St. Louis, so we get a Midwest round under a roof, and then Vegas, which is obviously it's Vegas. It speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But we try to make these rounds and this experience even more special for these fans, which sometimes can be challenging because we do it during the daytime. So we have to get creative with our pyro contractors. They're incredible. They've been doing the pyro for Supercross for as long as it's been around, really. But, they come up with smoke, and we use all these different locations. And, we definitely try to make it a unique experience for sure.
Yeah, Kat, so, logistically, you guys, like you said, have a lot of moving parts. With the change that we've had in the last 2 years where the starting time changes depending on where we are because they're adjusting it for TV so that they can get more TV listeners. Before, it was 7 o'clock no matter where you were. So it was the same for y'all every Saturday, but now it changes depending on where you're at. How much logistically did that change for you guys, and how many wrenches did that throw in the program?
So I work very closely with the AMA, and I write all of the formats. So I have the privilege now of writing probably almost every round is different for Supercross and then for SMX too. So we have, different start times. You throw in your KTM juniors or our SMX Next program, which is incredible for, the amateur side of the sport as well. But that also just adds to the unique experience that the fans get to see. Right. So, before, when the first gate drop didn't happen until 7 o'clock, it's a lot harder to bring a family to that. But, in Charlotte, we'll be dropping the first gate, I think 3 o'clock. I just have our format up. But, in St. Louis, opening ceremonies is at 5:30, and you can bring a family to that. You can have a more fun experience that doesn't take you till midnight or take you till 11 o'clock at night. So there are some challenges, starting earlier. Sometimes we have to move our track walk to happen on Friday, or it's a really early track walk Saturday morning for those early races. So yeah, there's lots of logistics that go into it behind the scenes that some people, don't necessarily think of. But at the end of the day, it's all about, getting as many eyes as we can for the sport and growing the sport, which I think a lot of initiatives, through our partners and through just the SMX World Championship as a whole, these last couple of years have really, really started to expand, dirt bike racing as a whole, which, we're all very proud to be a part of.
Yeah, I think it does because, before, to watch Anaheim 1 on the East Coast, you were starting it at 10:30. I mean, kids aren't seeing that. So I think it's a change for the better. It's different, right?
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's taken a little bit to get used to, but the crew, our crew who worked so hard to build everything, they almost appreciate it a lot more. Well, it depends on if it's a rain race or if we're outside,
right?
But it kind of sucks to be there at 5 a.m. We've got to get the track ready, get everything prepped if we do have a track walk, or finish things up before doors open. But then the checkered flag's flying and we're done by 7 o'clock p.m., sometimes even earlier. We can start our loadout. And like I said, those guys and gals are warriors. They're packing everything up that you see and getting it on the trucks and heading out to the next city. And that comes a little bit earlier, a little bit easier when you don't have to be stuck at the stadium until 4 a.m. the next day. Like these people are literally putting in 24-hour days of work. So can't give our Feld Ops crew enough shout outs there.
With Monster Energy coming on board as the title sponsor for the entire Super Motocross series now, does that does that do anything affect you and what you do for these opening ceremonies or the program in general?
Yeah, Monster's obviously an amazing partner, and they have so many connections, not just through the athletes, but in music and other crossover and other sports as well. So we've been able to tap into a couple of fun crossovers in that regard. But now with them coming on board for the whole Super Motocross series, I think there's going to be even more opportunities to do some fun stuff like that. But yeah, they're all on board when we want to do some fun opening ceremonies videos with Hayden Deegan and include a Monster Girl or include a cool reveal. So last year in Las Vegas, we were able to bring him up Monster had a VIP stage in the center of the racetrack, and we brought him up and he kind of high-fived the fans and then kind of did a cool exit off of there. So it's awesome to have that Monster partnership to be able to do some fun things that maybe we wouldn't before.
You visit supermotocross.com, get your tickets for the Super Motocross World Championship. The finals are, the first round is in Concord, North Carolina, September 6th, St. Louis, September 13th, Las Vegas, September 20th. Speaking of St. Louis, do I remember this right? You were like the event coordinator for the Dome there, right? At one time?
Yeah, I was an event manager there for 2 years.
Yeah.
So whatever, titles don't matter.
Right.
But you put on, so I was putting on concerts, trade shows. The event space itself is really awesome. We got there we go. It's over 1 million square feet under one continuous roof. And now it's even more. So they just added an extra exhibit hall. So we're excited. Yeah. So Supercross, the Fan Fest, Super Motocross Fan Fest, September 13th, we'll be able to tap into that new space. So it'll be even bigger and better fan experience for those fans. And then we're doing something really cool. It's not just like a Supercross. That racetrack is going to be epic. It goes out into what they call the annex, and it's going to be fast speeds and then a quick 90-degree turnaround coming right back into the main track. So we're really excited for that. Again, lots of logistics that people don't see that goes into, building these elite racetracks, that we have to make it different for the fans, right? This isn't just a standard race. These are our Super Bowl, So, the ops team really works hard to make these truly great racing. So
and I bragged on you in the Industry Insights, and I've bragged on you last week or since recently about opening ceremonies, because I think I even texted you. Feld also owns Monster Jam, and I went to a Monster Jam, and the opening ceremonies were not, or even the what do you call that? Like that, not halftime, but the intermission events for Monster Jam were
synchronized tractor dancing.
They weren't as cool as Supercross. Period. I'm sorry. The stuff is Supercross. I do think. Okay, I think when we did Industry Insights, I asked you if you could bring flamethrowers back, and I kind of understand why that's not probably going to happen. What I would like to see happen is kind of go old school with the like the running race. Maybe have all the media guys come out and do like the handlebar race, like they do at Paris Supercross.
Oh yeah.
I would like to line up with Lewis and Kellen and Anton and Mathis.
We'll put you right next to Steve.
Yeah,
there's a 0% chance Steve is doing that race.
Oh, I bet he would. Steve's way more athletic than people.
It has nothing to do with him being athletic. He just wouldn't.
I think he said he wanted to do the one in Paris.
I think they're going to do the one in Paris.
Oh,
yeah. I bet he'd be in. What'd you say, Kat?
I was going to say, if there's some sort of incentive, like I'm sure we could get Steve involved. He's all for that competitive edge. But
winner gets a race day live spot.
Ooh.
We feature him on Race Day Live. Him and Lewis had a little bit of a competition going there for who could be on Race Day Live the most.
Well, so that'd be another spot.
True. But no, in all seriousness, again, as part of the job entails, like Supercross and Super Motocross, just started a couple of years ago, but like we are all about expanding the sport and making the fan experience bigger and better and more enjoyable for, the hardcore fans, but also like bring your girlfriend who's never heard of dirt bikes or has no interest. And I'm sure we can make a fan out of her just by her, smelling the fumes and feeling the flames. If any fans or even, you three masterminds and sitting around the circle here have any ideas for opening ceremonies, like throw them our way.
Okay.
Some things, as I've told you, we just can't do for legal reasons or X, Y, or Z. But like, I'm all ears. Like, let's make it bigger and better. Last year, we brought in Blake Redfair, and I had a live musical artist perform to Supercross fans. Like that's never happened before. And, that was lots of sleepless nights to make that happen, but we did it and it was awesome. I rode the dirt bike in the stadium and so like, we started syncing our LED screens to our opening ceremonies videos that, our videographers work really hard to make these epic one-of-a-kind videos, and they change them week in and week out. Yeah. So, again, we've been doing some of the same things for years just because they work and it's awesome, but we try to add some spice and some flair. And if the fans or, the diehards have some thoughts and ideas, send them my way, Jamie.
Okay.
No idea is too big, too small, or too impossible until we try it. And then we say, yeah, maybe that wasn't a good idea.
Well, MotoXpod.com, hit that contact link. You can send us in your thoughts. I've probably got some. I don't know. I got to figure out where I can submit my resume because I want to rappel at Cowboy Stadium. Every year they rappel.
I'll do that with you.
You just have to join the Air Force.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Okay, well,
I don't have the knees for that anymore.
I would love, every year I'm like, that looks so cool.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Gives me goosebumps.
Well, Kat, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for coming on here. It's always a pleasure to get a chance to talk to you or see you at one of the races. And get back to Brighton. Enjoy your evening. And thank you so much for your time tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate being on. I do have one other quick thing for you. We have currently, I know you were kind of joking about wanting to join the team and rappel, but we do have an opening for an AV manager. I don't know how tech savvy you are, Jamie, or any of the guys with you, but we are looking for someone to help set up the press conference equipment and be a part of the AV side of the show. So,
if you saw how frustrated he gets before the show, you would not have. You'd rescind that offer. I'm sorry.
They're more professional.
Yeah,
than we
true.
are.
I mean, that wasn't like an open invitation for you guys, but maybe you know someone who actually has some skill.
Ask Joe. I've helped Joe more than once with getting the press conference ready.
Can you hear me now?
I put the name cards up and got the mics ready.
Yeah, name cards isn't audio visual.
Well,
where would somebody
where would somebody submit a resume for that? Is it at Feld Entertainment or?
Yep, just check out Feld Entertainment under Motorsports and Touring, and it's AV for Super Motocross AV Manager. So
there you go. A lot of people trying to figure out how you get in the industry, how you get involved. There's one way.
Yeah.
So.
Truly a dream job. You get to work with myself, and then you get to work with my team. I've got TJ Malone, who's our stage manager, and he makes everything run smoothly down at the podium. And Emily Giglio, who is our production assistant, gets all of our athletes where they need to go, interviews for Race Day Live, and like I said, we've got a whole team of people who make Supercross run behind the scenes, but hopefully, we get the show, we keep the show going and keep it fun and entertaining for the fans. So.
It's a great experience for everybody. So thank you so much for your time tonight, Kat.
Yeah, of course. And hopefully we'll chat with you guys soon and enjoy the rest of the show.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah. Right, see you guys.
That's Kat Voiles tonight, brought to you by Race Tech. She's cool. And it really is a full team, but if you guys go back and check out, you can Google that Industry Insights, and she kind of gets more into how she got involved and the dream job that came to be, her career path. She was going to go in the medical field. And people make fun of like high school counselors, guidance counselors and stuff. And because, do they really do anything or whatever?
A good one does.
Yeah. And
a good one does.
She had a good one.
Yeah.
There's
not very many of them, but
hers kind of asked her, like, what are you interested in? She talked about like motorsports and snowboarding, and he kind of was like, hey, have you ever thought about this? And it led her to down the path she's on now. So
we had a pretty good one. She didn't really guide me very much, but we had a good one.
Was that her fault or your fault?
No, it wasn't her fault at all. It was mine.
All right, let's get back into our segments before we close this thing out. What you got?
One more thing before I forget. Kay Johnson, 34-16, 20th overall. It's his first national. He got that the 34, but he said he had a flat tire that he could not ride with, so it probably would have went better. But 16th in the second moto, his first national. That's
he's one of our
solid.
Local.
Yeah, he's from Hideaway.
Fast amateurs.
Yeah, solid. He's a good kid.
Yep.
Good family.
Yep. All right, grill your ass off. Bring the heat. Do you love to grill and cook? What?
Nothing.
He's excited.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you love to grill and cook? Anybody? Yes?
Yeah, for sure.
Good. Grill Your Ass Off is a veteran-owned seasoning company that manufactures some of the best flavors this great country has ever known. Every Grill Your Ass Off item is labeled with a military or first responder theme and is made in Texas with pride. Each product sold proudly supports a true nonprofit organization or event as well. Whether you're grilling up some chicken breasts, baking pork chops, or boiling shrimp, Grill Your Ass Off has seasoning for the occasion. Visit grillyourassoff.com. Use promo code DarksideMX3, all caps, for 20% off. And as a matter of fact, if you're watching or listening I have a Grill Your Ass Off t-shirt right here. It looks like a presidential
like a
candidate
campaign
t-shirt.
sign.
It says steak, whiskey, the American way.
Hold it up.
Yeah, hold up. I don't know what size it is because I only have one. It's probably a large.
Should probably open it.
I honestly can't see it right now. It's a large. Which camera's on? Mine?
On you. Yeah, hold it up a little bit. There you
I
go.
can take it out of the package, but look, you guys get the idea.
Yeah.
It's a blue shirt, looks like a presidential shirt. If in the next week you guys spend over $50, make a purchase at grillyourassoff.com, order you some seasoning, send me the receipt or the confirmation.
Use the code.
Use the code, and I will. Yeah, it's $50 even before the code. I'll give you $50 before the code. And we'll pick a winner for this T-shirt. It's a large, Grill Your Ass Off, presidential steak whiskey T-shirt.
I used some of their chicken seasoning last night. It was fantastic.
Yeah, their stuff's really good.
So if you do this, again, use the contact form on MotoXpod to send it to me, or you can use MotoXpodShow@gmail.com, but the contact form is probably easiest. Okay. Either of you have a Bring the Heat? Anything you want to bitch about?
go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Okay, Scotty
I'll go
doesn't have
first.
anything.
I'm good right now.
You have
I'll
one?
get-
If you
I'll
don't,
get-
I
Yeah,
have
no,
one.
I do.
Okay.
So we went and played golf yesterday and got there 7:08 tee time. It's way too early to begin with. And they made us start on the back nine,
Okay.
charged us full price. 2 holes were closed.
Oh,
They
that's-
aerated the greens on the front nine while we were playing the back and still made us pay full price. So you
Okay.
got 2 holes closed.
Yeah.
You're you can't putt on aerated greens.
Okay.
It's like they pulled the little holes out.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's like little bumps all over the green. You can't putt. Don't charge full price. It's ridiculous.
And then didn't let us start the back nine or
For-
our second nine for another 30, 45 minutes after we finished the first one. So
they
we're
were
just sitting
still
there waiting
working on stuff. So we're
and
just,
still paid full price.
That's irritating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they wouldn't give us our money back. They would just
I mean,
give us
I
a
don't
rain
golf,
check.
but
That's
I
like-
feel it.
That'd be like, hey, we had a amateur national at this track like 2 weeks ago. We haven't touched the track or watered it or nothing. But yeah, it's $45 for you to come ride tomorrow.
Or how about you go to the track, it's $45. Oh, but like that section right there, you can't ride that
Yeah,
section
exactly.
right now.
Yeah.
And the vet track is closed until later
Yeah.
because we're watering it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we were doing.
I got
with.
you.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they wouldn't give us a refund. They would just give us a rain check, and I don't
Yeah.
really want to go back there, so I just
I hear you.
stayed and played.
Yeah, we had a good time though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Mine is, first of all, I'm going to preface this with, I know everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has issues. Things happen. But
What'd I do?
you didn't know, Tree Company
Oh,
is out by my house to cut a couple pine trees down that are in between my property and my neighbors, and it just happens to be on the city's right away. So they hired a tree company. I'm at work yesterday, and I get back up. The first day they're out here, I get home, and my phone drop, which I don't actually use, but it's hanging in my driveway where I could just barely get under it. So clearly they dropped a limb on the phone drop.
mm-hmm.
But I don't worry about it. I'll just deal with it the next day. And like around a little after lunchtime, Amber texted me yesterday, which is day 2. And she's like, well, they dropped a line on the electrical service and the house is on fire. So they ripped the weatherhead out of the breaker box, off the wall. The breaker box caught on fire.
I didn't know it caught on fire.
Yeah. So the fire department's here. She's like, fire department's on the way. I leave work. I work for the city now. So I call my boss, the city manager who kind of scheduled all this. They're coming out. We get over here. And yeah, man, they just like in 2 days, they dropped 2 limbs or whatever on 2 lines. The limb the weatherhead being ripped out of the breaker box fried one of the breakers that goes to my AC. So 4 hours later, once I get electric, maybe 5 hours later, once I get electrical back in the house, because we had to get an electrician out here, then the power company had to come back out. Then I'm like sitting here for like an hour. I'm like, I'm working on the show, and it's like not cooling off. What is going on? I go outside, the outside unit's not running. So I check all the breakers. Breakers are all good, or they're on.
Mm-hmm.
So I call the AC company out, and while they're coming out, I pull the breaker box lid off, and I get my voltmeter out. Well, there's no power to the breaker at the outside unit.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to the main breaker, no power there, and you can clearly see that breaker's fried. So the tree company screwed up. Then the electrician comes out and puts a bad breaker back in and just closes it up. And yeah, by like 10 o'clock, and I go and get my ice cream for the night.
Oh God, this is where you cross the line.
Really knows
cross the
that's
line.
all I'm waiting on, and it's liquid. Like what the hell? And I realized the refrigerator. You have like inside 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the colder.
Yeah.
And they're on 1. So well, maybe it reset. So I bump it all up to 8, and I go to bed. In the morning, all my bacon that's like frozen in the refrigerator is thawed out, and apparently they fried the refrigerator too. So yeah, I'm pissed. That's my bacon, my ice cream, my AC. Like, just can you not do your job properly?
The 3 major things you
Obviously,
need to live in
mistakes
Texas.
do happen, but that was multiple mistakes by the tree company. And then the electrician, like Amber's like, she's worried now. She's like, well, if he didn't check that, what else didn't he check?
Yeah, he should have caught that.
Yeah.
And it was clearly fried.
Yeah.
And he just put it back in there.
I got a second one. TJ came in here to call me dumb, and he said Garth is dump.
Is don't?
It's dump. He can't spell.
Hang on.
Stop acting like
he's not even here.
You're the idiot. Don't be an idiot. Changed my life.
Thank you.
Grill your ass off, guys. GrillYourAssOff.com. Spend $50 or more before the discount, and you could win a T-shirt, and we would appreciate it. And you won't be sorry. It's not like you're just throwing $50 away. You're going to get some of the best seasoning you've ever had, man.
Oh, yeah, you'll order it again.
The Infidel and the Cannibal and...
The gunpowder?
No, there's another one that's like an all-purpose that I use. I mix up on the bacon every morning. I switch them out. It's not
the all-purpose. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it.
Yeah, that's so freaking good. And then they have other things. Let me go back. They've got
like pickle seasoning,
habanero,
ranch.
barbecue sauce, ranch dip. They have jerky, lime beer salt, donkey dong pickles, all kinds of great stuff.
Those are
TJ's favorite.
The chiz queso.
They're out of queso. They didn't have a chiz queso. They had a pulp queso.
Yeah, it was the white queso.
I think
what was the chiz?
They did have something that was chiz related. Or maybe they were gonna. I don't know
Yeah,
if they ever
I'm pretty
did.
sure it was like chiz queso. Yeah,
maybe
it was white queso. I mean,
okay, maybe
chiz,
they had 2 different pulp ones, but he's out. He does. I don't think he's making more. As far as I know, he's not making more. But I could be wrong.
That's probably a lot harder to deal with.
All right. So again, do I get to do mine?
Oh, I thought you didn't have one.
I just said I didn't say I didn't have one. I just said y'all go ahead.
Oh, you just want to go last? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead.
Dude, it's just how like ridiculous pricing and stuff is these days. Like it's almost like impossible to just live like a normal life.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I went to the grocery store the other day, and I go to Aldi's and a couple other places that are like lower prices, so I do okay with my groceries. But like, I went to Walmart yesterday. I got a case of water.
Okay.
A bag of dog food.
Okay.
A lemon and a couple of lemons, a couple of limes.
Okay.
A bottle of taco sauce.
Are we gonna get your entire grocery list?
It's not long.
Okay.
Just shut up, dude. It's a little bottle of taco sauce and some like scrubbers to wash dishes with. Guess how much?
$85.
It was like almost $60.
Oh, I was gonna say 60. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much? The dog food was probably 20.
It's like 30
right?
bucks. Yeah. I mean, I know the dog food is part of it,
It's
but
like half of
still,
it.
like,
yeah,
it's just crazy, man.
Don't have
Like,
dogs.
okay, I don't even know why I bring stuff up with you.
No, you're right. It's
just ridiculous.
I agree.
Yeah.
Is that it? You good?
Yeah, it's just prices.
Yeah,
it's like, and then like, you know, the older generation be like, well, yeah, I bought a house when I was 25. I'm like, yeah. You'd have to.
It costs 3 months rent,
dude. The minimum wage for you to be able to do that now would be like $66 an hour. That nobody where's a job that's paying $66 an hour.
Amber's battery went bad, and she went pricing them the other day, and she's like, "When did batteries?"
Used to be like
$100.
Used to be like $100, and now it's like $300.
Yeah, we used, like I thought $80 was a lot for my battery in 1995. Like, well, can I find a $60 battery?
Yeah, if you wanted to splurge, you'd get one of the Optima 6-packs.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what those are now.
They're probably like
$350.
TJ's grill your ass off, bring the heat is mine is people who give me a hard time for being cheap and then cry about prices.
That was good.
Fair enough.
T-Bolt USA top 5. If you are a pit bike enthusiast and love shredding around on a CRF 110, KLX 110, or whatever you have, you need TBoltUSA.com bookmarked on your web browser. T-Bolt USA is a pit bike supply site that has everything you need for your pit bike. You can find handlebar kits featuring BBR and Pro Taper bars, D&M shocks, and even full bikes from YCF, Pitster Pro, and Piranha. T-Bolt USA has it all. They even have parts or can find parts for those Chinese bikes that are so difficult to get repaired. You'll find pit bikes, engines, and parts at tboltusa.com. Tonight's T-Bolt USA top 5 is via an email. We did the Aussie one recently, and I didn't write the guy's name down, but he wants to know what our top 5 power ballads are. I did reach out to Sean Brennan from Feld because he's a big, I'm like 80s, 90s hair band kind of guy. And he gave me a list. So Sean Brennan from Feld says Beth by Kiss.
That's a good one. That almost made my top 5.
Don't know. He says it's the original power ballad, which
I mean, it kind of is.
I can't really argue that. I don't know for sure, but Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone, Cinderella.
That's a good one.
Don't Close Your Eyes from Kix, Home Sweet Home, Motley Crue, and Every Rose Has Its Thorn, Poison. That's his list. And Kat, who was just on, sent Don't Stop Believing from Journey.
Okay, fair enough.
She just gave me one. Who wants to go?
I'll go ahead.
Yep.
I actually have 2 of the same that Sean Brennan does.
I had to cut a couple of mine because I did too.
Yeah.
But you can have, that's fine.
So
You can share.
I actually had every rose at 5.
Yeah.
I have Skid Row's I Remember You at 4.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't Close Your Eyes by Kix at 3. Wait by White Lion. Yeah. At 2. Wait. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. And then number 1, Love Song by Tesla.
I thought that might be yours because you're a big Tesla guy.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
Tesla
I love
too.
Tesla. Yeah.
All right, that's a good list. Chase?
Number 5, Don't Stop Believing. 4, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. Sister Christian, Night Ranger.
It's a good one.
I love that damn song. My Mom Coming Home, Ozzy, and then Purple Rain.
I guess Mama Coming Home is a power ballad.
Kind of ish.
Yeah, Mama I'm Coming Home by Ozzy.
I mean, it is, yeah.
But all the Ozzy's songs are kind of ballads.
Yeah, and then Purple Rain's
somebody
number
else
1.
said Purple Rain on a list, and I was like, that's not. When I think power ballads,
I mean,
I
it's
think hair bands.
Yeah,
I'll
I
give
guess,
it to you.
but-
I'll give it to you. It's
yeah.
fine. All right, so Great White is one of my all-time favorite bands. But past Tool, they're my favorite band. Great White. So I went with Save All Your Love from Great White.
That's a good one.
I've got I Remember You from Skid Row.
For me.
I'll Be There For You by Bon Jovi. All their ballads. Like, okay, would you guys, is Wanted Dead or Alive a power ballad?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
no.
I think it's just a rock song.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So I'll Be There For You is the one I went with. I had Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. I'll cut that. I cut Every Rose because of the other picks. Angel by Aerosmith. That's my favorite ballad by it. And also Dream On might be a power ballad.
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Ish.
Angel Eyes from Steelheart.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I know it is. Never Say Goodbye by Bon Jovi is also another killer one. And then Heaven by, I don't even know how many I'm at now, but Warrant.
Oh yeah. Heaven, like Heaven Can Wait or whatever.
I can't remember how it goes. It's just called Heaven.
Yeah. Okay.
Heaven.
Well, so far away.
Yeah, that's it. There it is. Yeah. And there's so many others. Like, God, there's just like
Have you?
Jane.
I'm actually very surprised.
What's that LA Guns one? Jane. Crying?
No, that's Jane's song. What is it called?
Ballad of Jane.
Ballad of Jane. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a good one.
yeah.
I should have picked that one too. It has a lot of honorable
There's
mentions.
so many from that era because you had to have one on every
I
album.
can't believe
You had to.
I can't believe Sean Brennan did "Don't Close Your Eyes" by Kix. Like I didn't think not many
That's
people.
a good one.
I didn't think many people knew that song.
I still have that in my one of my playlists.
Me and Sean just became best friends.
He's such a big Van Halen fan, like Steve.
Yeah.
I thought he would pick something by them.
Yeah, but see, I'm with you though. Like ballads came from hair metal bands, and I mean I know Van
Halen's
Halen.
a hair.
Yeah, they didn't
but-
really have any power ballads.
Yeah.
Not.
No, I can't.
They were
think
kind of
one.
before that got
Yeah.
big too, though.
Maybe when they were Van Hagar, maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
There's definitely a couple
Hagar.
huh?
Van
That's
Hagar.
the Van Halen I like best, honestly.
I don't know.
As I got older, I appreciated it more. When I was younger,
I
I,
think
was
he's
like,
I
a
don't
better
hate
singer.
it.
yeah.
David's a better frontman.
Yeah.
So
Sammy's a better singer.
it's kind of funny, like when you listen to like Van Halen songs, you know, like obviously David Lee Roth was kind of a problem and like just kind of a wild man, and so like it was hard to it's cuckoo. So you could tell that when they got Hagar that like they could actually play, and it's like it almost sounds like they're having too much fun. like you want some of that disdain in there to like give them like to give it that raunch
grit,
to it. Yeah, like they're we're just having fun. Look how many we just pumped out 12 songs in 5 minutes. Yeah, like it was too easy, you know.
All right, MotoXpod.com contact form. Let us know your top 5 power ballads. We'll read them next week. We don't. Oh, next week's. No, we don't have top 5 for next week yet. So I'll come up with it. I'd like to tell you guys if I had it, but I don't. ETS Racing Fuels, pick one. ETS Racing Fuels was forged from the heat of competition nearly 30 years ago, developing purpose-engineered fuel for high-profile teams and highly competitive series. We have been the power behind many podium wins ever since. Teams using ETS Racing Fuels have won more than 50 national world champion titles, and we continue to forge new alliances and partnerships across motorsports. ETSRacingFuels.com to find your local distributor. Supporting teams like Factory KTM, Factory HRC Honda, Rockstar Husqvarna, HBI Kawasaki, Mad Parts, and many more. Tonight's ETS Pick One comes from Chase, or does this both of you guys yesterday?
I thought of this after because we didn't brainstorm.
Perfect. You said
if you tell him, he'll know.
Quentin Tarantino or Martin Scorsese films. So
TJ hadn't.
Just a quick little Martin Scorsese, Goodfellas, Taxi Driver, Wolf of Wall Street, The Irishman, Casino, Raging Bull, Color of Money, Cape Fear, many others. Tarantino, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Inglourious Bastards, Kill Bill, Hateful Eight, Dust Till Dawn, Death Proof, Jackie Brown, True Romance. He was a writer on True Romance, writer on Natural Born Killers. Desperado was a writer. Did
you say Django? Because that's like my favorite.
I don't think I did, but it's Django Unchained.
That's my favorite.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
Tarantino, that and Pulp Fiction.
I'll go first. I mean, there's not even a question for me. It's Tarantino. No disrespect to Scorsese. His films are great, but Tarantino, like his whole list is almost in my top 10.
Yeah.
Like other than like Star Wars and some Kevin Smith movies that I love, like Clerks.
Yeah.
The Tarantino movies are just boom, 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 boom.
Is it safe to say that Scorsese and Tarantino, like the greatest movies of all time, came from one of those two guys? I mean, like you throw Spielberg like with Star Wars. Spielberg maybe in there.
Did you say Spielberg and Star Wars? Is that what you said? Because Spielberg didn't have anything to do with Star Wars.
Who am I thinking of?
Lucas. George Lucas did Star Wars, but Spielberg movies are certainly.
I thought Spielberg has something to do with Star Wars.
He was like best friends with George Lucas.
But you could probably put those 4 on the Mount Rushmore and say that.
I mean, with Spielberg, you do have Indiana Jones, E.T., Close Encounters, and there's some massive ones. I think it's Goonies his. I think Goonies might be his.
So, yeah.
Anyway, but this is Scorsese, Tarantino. My list is for sure Tarantino. Pulp Fiction might actually be my favorite movie of all time.
It's close, man. But the way I looked at it was I would sit down and watch Tarantino movies back to back, like more than I would go back and watch a Scorsese movie. Even like Scorsese does have some awesome movies.
Sure.
I feel like with Tarantino only doing so many movies that it leaves you wanting more.
Right.
So there's there's some mystery to it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I think I'm just to be a little bit different. I think I'm going to go ahead and stay. Like I love Tarantino movies. Like I just said, Django and Pulp Fiction are some of my favorite movies of all time. But I think I'm going to actually go Scorsese because like every time I watch one of his movies, it's just like, oh my dude, it's so good. It's just so well done.
Yeah.
I know that Tarantino kind of has his own like thing, and that's what makes him like elite. But like I watched The Departed last night. It's a Scorsese movie. It's just freaking excellent. Wolf of Wall Street, I've watched that several times.
Shutter Island,
Goodfellas.
Do those movies for you get better every time you watch them? Okay, because that's how a Tarantino movie is for me. Like every time I watch it, I go, "Oh my god, I forgot how good this is."
They do. Like every time I watch Goodfellas, it gets better.
Yeah.
Every time I watch Casino, it gets better.
I need to rewatch Casino. I haven't seen that.
I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I think I actually have the DVD.
It's not Goodfellas, but it's pretty damn close.
Yeah, even The Irishman. Like I don't think that did really well on. I think
it did. No, it did. It's good. The Irishman's good.
Really long.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
I watched it and enjoyed it, and I wanted to go back and watch it again. But every time it's like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
So
it's
like
None of these movies hold a candle to Sling Blade though.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right. But yeah, I'll go. I mean, it's probably a good topic, Chase, because this is probably the hardest one I've had to choose.
Yeah.
So, but I'll go just to be different. I'll go Scorsese.
I thought about it for 14 seconds. I'm going to keep doing that.
I just want to play this drop when you said the sling blade. It doesn't really add up, but I just want to play this drop.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Good stuff. All right, FXR picks for Unadilla. Wow.
Ooh.
Totally mind blanked.
Yeah.
Yeah, picks for Unadilla. We could do picks for Iron Man. We'd probably get him right.
Yeah.
We'll do Unadilla. FXR is designed by racers for racers with industry-leading fit, finish, and performance. Progression is the name of the game with every new piece created. At FXR, we push our brand to the next level to provide you with the best products possible. Used by Muck Off, FXR, Club MX, Yamaha, Mike Brown, Brock Tickle, Chris Kiefer, Benny Bloss, and many more. FXR is core motor roots, so visit fxrracing.com or go to your local dealer. Ship to see the complete line of FXR. FXR, who wants to?
What did we get? Anybody get close last week?
No, because I think, definitely nobody had Hunter
I called
winning.
Jacob for third, I think.
Yeah.
You know I said after that, I should have called RJ.
Freaking hilarious. The last two times I've been like, I'm just going to pick Jet because then he hasn't won the last two times.
So Chase took Chase to win, Jet and Jacob. You, Scotty, said Jet, Hunter, Chase. I said Sexton, Jet, Hunter.
So we were, nobody was right.
Okay. Unadilla, I'm going. Well, I got to change this because I wrote this before Sexton was out. So you guys go.
Give me Jet, Hunter, RJ gets another one. And wild card, where do you think Kenny ends up? Top 10? 9? 12?
Hang on. 450 overall this week. Hunter, RJ, Eli, Jacob, Prado, Jet, Dylan, Malcolm, Justin, Chase is out.
I'd say 8.
I'm going to go 6.
I'll say 8.
Let's do that wad card. So 94, 6th.
I said
Chase
8.
said 8th. Let's get your top 3. Scotty?
I'm going to go Jet.
Yep.
Hunter.
HL.
RJ.
Same as me.
Where's
Is that the same as you?
Where's Kenny?
God damn it. I'll put Kenny 5th.
Wow. Okay. My top 3, I had Sexton, Jet, Hunter, but I wrote this down before Sexton announced he was out. I wrote a few days ago. So I guess I'm going to go Jet, Hunter, Eli.
See, I was gonna change mine to Eli, but if he's
I'm gonna go Jet, Eli, Hunter.
Okay, there you go.
Let's really mix it up. I'm never ever right, so
you know what? Here, I'm just gonna scrap mine, and I'm gonna let's go Eli.
Eli.
Wow.
Sound like me last week or the week before.
Eli, Jet, Hunter. Keep Kenny the same.
Okay, so almost mine, but yeah. Okay. You said 6th?
I said 8th.
8th. Oh, that's what I wrote. Jeez, I wrote it real quick. Okay. All right. MotoXpod.com. Hit up the contact form. Get involved with these pick ones. T-Bolt USA Top 5. Your picks for Unadilla. The Grill Your Ass Off T-shirt. If you guys buy $50 or more before the discount at Grill Your Ass Off, we'll pick a winner. I want to thank Yamaha Motorsports and Race Tech. I want to thank Cat Voiles, Mike Bonacci, and the legend Kailub Russell for jumping on the show. Thank you guys for coming in. Mm-hmm. As I said, next week is supposed to be, sounds like it's going to be Malcolm Stewart and Levi Kitchen.
Also some loser in the studio.
Oh, it's TJ might be back. Yeah. So, but other than that, we appreciate you guys listening, staying with us on YouTube. We'll be back next week. We're out.